I have been getting so many questions recently about the hiring process for pet sitting and dog walking businesses. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be putting out several videos talking about everything that you need to know to hire pet sitters and dog walkers. But I wanted to start this series by giving you some true, honest, raw thoughts about the hiring process from someone that has hired over 100 different pet sitters and dog walkers over the last 9 years. For those of you that don't know, I own an award-winning team of pet sitters and dog walkers that services Northeast and Central Florida. I started with independent contractors years ago and then eventually transitioned my team to full employee status, and I currently have 22 employees on my team. So while I am not claiming to be a hiring expert, and I am certainly not claiming to know all of the labor laws, I do think it's safe to say that I have a good bit of experience with this. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on these coming videos. So I'm just gonna get right into it by saying that I think that hiring is the wrong decision for most businesses. I think that most people that I talk to do not actually want to manage a team of people, and instead they really just want a day off, or they don't know how else to grow their business, or they've gotten sucked into this trap of comparing their business to what they see other people doing on social media. And they're not really thinking about what it is that's going to make them happiest and most fulfilled and help them reach their own personal goals. And just let me tell you that if you do not actually want and desire to manage a team of people, you are going to hate it. You know, you really need to weigh out the pros and cons of every different aspect of this. And you need to understand that when you start to hire and manage a team of people, it means that you are going to be dealing with them on their good days and their bad days and everything in between. And that entails a lot more than just putting visits on a schedule and then signing a paycheck at the end of the week. Now, I already have a couple videos on the channel about how to grow your business without hiring and how to take a day off without hiring, and I will link those videos down in the description below. But just to give you a couple of examples, to grow your business without hiring, you could start by just raising your prices. And then you could look into selling some products. You could look into creating a course. You could look into getting some certifications to differentiate your services, such as a Reiki certification, and you could do some energy healing while you're at pet sitting visits. You could get a dog training certification and do dog training along with your dog walks and pet sits. You could start offering some specialty photo shoots if you're into photography and you often get compliments about your good photos of clients' pets. There are a million different ways that you can grow your business without hiring. And if you're going to hire, you need to make sure that you're doing it for the right reason. And the right reason is that you want to manage people. You want to deal with them on their good days and their bad days and everything that that entails. You need to actually have a desire to employ people. Otherwise, it's going to be a mess. And it amazes me how many people I talk to that are trying to hire people, but the whole reason they got into pet sitting and dog walking is so that they wouldn't have to work with people every day. If you're one of those people that got into pet sitting and dog walking so that you could be outside and be in nature and just play with dogs, and your goal was just to replace your income from your quote-unquote normal job, then you shouldn't be hiring. You need to be looking at these other ways to grow your business. And I have to say that I am speaking from experience here. When I made my first hire, not only did I have no idea what I was doing, but it really wasn't my desire to manage a team of people. One of the main things that made pet sitting and dog walking so appealing to me in the beginning was that I wouldn't have to be around people every day. I wouldn't have to talk to people every day. I just wanted to be outside in nature with the dogs. But when my roster filled up at about 11 months in, my clients kept asking me if I was ever going to hire. So I really hired because they were pushing me to do it, not because I wanted to. And not only did I make every mistake in the book, but I also just did not enjoy it. Now, luckily for me, I did eventually learn what I needed to know the hard way, and it took me a long time. And throughout that process, I kind of fell in love with the process of hiring and managing people, which is something that I really did not expect. But that was just really lucky for me. You know, there's a lot of people that get into this, and that's not how it goes for them. A lot of people start hiring and they never enjoy it. So again, you just really need to think about why you are doing this. And then you also need to make sure that you have a good baseline knowledge of the legalities of hiring. Just like I said, I had no idea what I was doing with my first couple of hires, and I made some huge mistakes that I really just got lucky that things didn't go worse for me on the legal side of things. And I'm not saying that you need to become an expert and learn everything and all of that kind of stuff before you make your first hire, but you do need to make sure that you are doing the proper research and you have a good baseline of knowledge. And on top of what you need to know as far as the hiring process goes, you also just need to make sure that you have a good understanding of business itself. And you need to have a good, solid foundation built for your business before you start to hire. And this is something that I see a lot of people mess up on, where they're trying to hire before they know what they need to know about just running a business in general, or before they even have a good foundation built. And you really got to take this stuff one step at a time and just stop comparing your business to other people's businesses. And remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint. For example, the other day I had a lady contact me about hiring. She wanted hiring advice, and I took a look at her website and saw that her prices were way too low to be able to pay a staff and have a profit margin. So I told her, well, before we can even talk about hiring, we gotta focus on raising your prices first. And that's a whole strategy in and of itself. Like, what are we gonna have to do to get your prices high enough to be able to sustain a staff? But she didn't want to talk about that. She just wanted to skip right to the hiring process. And I told her, I said, if we don't do this one step at a time and do it in the right order, then it's never going to work. Now, all of that being said, I do want to remind you that it is possible to make 6 figures as a pet sitter and dog walker on your own without a team. It's hard to do, and it takes some proper planning and some strategizing and maybe implementing some of these other growth techniques that I mentioned briefly. But it is possible to have a 6-figure income on your own without a team. So again, if you are going to start hiring, you need to make sure that you are doing it for the right reason and that you have all of the other stuff in place first. So now that I've said all that, just a reminder that I will be putting out videos for the next few weeks talking about the hiring process. Next week's video, I am going to talk about what you need to do before you make your first hire. And then I am planning on making a video about the differences between independent contractors and employees. And I am also thinking about making a video about how to transition independent contractors to full employee status, because that is something that I have done, and I know that's something that a lot of other businesses are thinking about doing as regulations change across the country. So just be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on those videos over the next few weeks. And please let me know what you want me to focus on within these hiring videos down in the comments below. I really want to make sure that these videos are meeting your needs and that I am talking about what you need the most help with. So please leave a comment with your thoughts. If you totally disagree with everything that I just said, let me know. I really appreciate you continuing to support the channel and watch these videos. I'm Doug the Dog Guy, and that's Turkey. That's Turkey, and we're reminding you to stay positive.